Good morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and one of the things is what's real and what's fake. To the younger audience, and the Metallic Man audience, you're still searching for absolutes under the belief that there's an absolute truth. To those who are progressive, you say that it's all up to interpretation, which is a kind of a lazy way of saying that there's no absolute reality. I'm here to say that reality is a construct of the consciousness. And thus, reality can be changed by yourself, by your consciousness. And everything else flows from that. And that is the true reality, and that's the absolute. There are those of you who might disagree with me. But obviously, if you do, you're not really paying attention to the things that has been going on through affirmation campaigns, or maybe you haven't run an affirmation campaign. So, people, does it really matter if there's an absolute truth? You're taught that there's an absolute truth. There's an absolute history of dinosaurs, sphinxes, Romans. There's an absolute history. But is that really true? Everything is defined by you, by your consciousness. And everything else that is defined is subjugated to it. So if you come across this idea that there are purple horses that were prancing around with dinosaurs, and you are, for whatever reason, convinced that that happened, then that becomes your reality. And everything else will flow from it, including archaeologists digging up the bones of purple horses. There's no such thing as an absolute shared reality. And that's where everybody gets things wrong. They think that this universe we're in is shared with other consciousnesses. Each universe is custom made to your consciousness. The template is shared, but not your experience bubble of reality. Your bubble of reality rides upon this template. So now you might say, well, I'm confused. You might say, I'm confused. What does this mean? What does this mean to me? And I'm here to tell you that it means exactly what I'm saying. Don't get too caught up in the reality that you're experiencing, because your reality is just a stage set for you to obtain experiences from. It doesn't really matter what the derived narrative flows from it, unless you will get experiences from it. Okay? So you don't need to be too caught up in this. Okay? You don't need to be that caught up. Okay? So, I've said this many, many times, and I'm going to say it, I'm going to continue. For you to understand why affirmations work, you have to accept the fact that our reality is custom made by our consciousness. No more and no less. And through controlling our consciousness, we can control our reality. Okay? So I've said this in different ways and many times, but I'm still getting people asking me various questions about this and that and what the domain commander has to say. And the domain commander is still saying that, don't worry, at worst it's going to be small bads. And it looks like we're experiencing small bads, but the fear-mongering by propagandized media is pretty much off the chart. Don't get too caught up in it. Your consciousness created this reality you're living through. You're following the flow of the vector that it created, and it will lead you to adventures and experiences that will benefit you in the long run. Okay? Be kind to dogs and cats. Treat yourself a little bit better. And remember, guys, I believe in you. Take care.